The SAS is the Special Forces regiment upon which all others are based. Few are tough enough to pass selection. But what does it take to survive once you make it into the Special Air Service? Using a series of dramatic scenarios, a team of hardened ex-SAS veterans have agreed to reveal the survival secrets that kept them alive. The commander of our four-man patrol is former SAS Sergeant Eddie Stone. With him is demolitions expert John McAleese, the first man on the balcony in the Iranian embassy siege. Additional firepower and expertise is provided by Johnny and Pete. We've had to protect their identities. Together, they'll show you how members of the world's most elite regiment fight and survive, and reveal just what it takes to wear this badge. Collectively, these men have spent over 30 years in the SAS. But what attributes does a conventional soldier need to become a member of the world's most renowned fighting force? In this program, our elite team will help us recreate the selection process and combat techniques learned by a new SAS trooper. We'll reveal how the unique training process transforms ordinary soldiers into the awesome fighting men that make up the regiment. And for the first time, these ex-SAS men will reveal what it takes to survive selection.
A lot of it is mental toughness, you've got to have that mental toughness.
We'll look at the qualities needed to survive life inside the regiment.
Yeah, if you're fragile in any way, you'll go off your head, you'll never survive.
Using fictitious scenarios, we'll show you what it takes to get into the SAS. We'll look at their training techniques and how to survive life once in the regiment. An SAS trooper has to survive probably the toughest and most rigorous training process in the world. It has 3 distinct phases. Selection. This phase takes place in the Brecon Beacons in Wales. It's specifically designed to weed out those men that don't have the mental and physical stamina required by the regiment. The second phase is jungle training. It's designed to see if you have the tactical and operational skills to function in this elite force under extreme conditions. The third phase is survival training. Because the SAS are required to operate behind enemy lines for long periods of time, they have to learn how to survive on their wits and what is in the surrounding environment. They also need to be able to withstand capture and interrogation.
Stupid man, I was!
In order to be eligible to join the SAS, you must have served at least 3 years in the British Army. Eddie Stone spent his early military career in the Scots Guards, Johnny in the Parachute Regiment, and Mac in the Royal Engineers. These men share one common attribute.
And most of the guys all come from the same sort of background, working class families, largest families, wearing hand-me-downs, from the brother to younger brother and all the rest of it. So most of the guys are from that type of background, hard working class backgrounds.
Correct preparation is the key to getting into the SAS.
You get blokes, I mean, we've all seen it on selection. Because it's raining, you get guys jacking. A couple of hours, they're soaking wet and they get, oh, this is not for me. They're not hardened. They're not decrying what they've done in the army, it's just they're not mentally prepared.
One of the secrets to getting in the SAS is to be a good soldier. And you learn that in your battalion or your unit, correct? Your basic skills, and you know your profession. Every one of those soldiers think they're good enough for the Special Air Service. But as you say, there's no preparation, they've done no soldiering, they've read all the books, they've seen you jumping through the MSA window, and they think they're good enough.
Preparing for selection means getting hill fit. Basically, the ability to navigate over tough terrain, carrying a heavy burden within punishing deadlines. The SAS is based near Hereford. All candidates for selection must report to the barracks a day before the course begins. It's the first time you'll get to size up the opposition.
the first morning when you're there in parade, you know, you're standing there was 220 guys, and I'm stood on the line and I'm looking down this line, and all I can see is maroon berries, paras, you know, there's stacks of them, you know, and big guys, big boy, he's like him, and you know, and there some huge guys there, and I was the only Scots Guardsman there, so I felt a bit out of place, like some stood there looking around me. And at that stage, you do start sizing up other people, and you say, Jesus, he's a big guy, you know, and these, you know, and you start getting a little bit of self-doubt in yourself at that time, you know, which I think is only natural, because physically you look a lot bigger than you.
SAS selection is designed to test the mental and physical endurance of candidates. It's notoriously tough. Before you even start selection, you must pass a basic army battle and combat fitness test.
Okay, listen in. You're here because you think you're fit enough and a good enough soldier to join the SAS. Well, that's what we're going to find out. Starting today, you're going to do a CFT. For those of you that's not in the infantry, that is a combat fitness test. It's an 8-mile run carrying your CFO, Central European Fighting Order. You'll have 2 hours to complete this run. Anyone who fails is obviously not fit enough to be a basic soldier, let alone join the SAS. So you'll be out of here. Move.
Over the next 3 weeks, candidates have to do a series of marches over the Brecon Beacons.
Vehicle.
Extremely arduous routes are specifically picked to test physical stamina to the limits.
McLeod.
All candidates march with heavy burgans, carrying up to 55 pounds, and have to demonstrate that they can push themselves to the limit, but still navigate as if it's second nature.
Okay, good. You happy where you're going to? What you doing? Good, get away.
Next two. Just go over here, put your bergens down.
The ability of the SAS to march long distances carrying heavy loads into battle is legendary. It's fundamental to the way the regiment operates, especially on operations behind enemy lines.
You're doing these tabs. I mean, the idea is you're walking the car out of the house on your back, and you get to where you're going, you're going to be fighting. That's what it's all about. You know, because I mean, that heavy burden basically represents your food, your water, and your ammo. So you're walking from A to B, get there, fight, and then scoot. You know, hopefully, you know. That's what it's all about at the end of the day.
Enemy near!
The first 2 weeks consists of a series of hard marches. For many candidates, it's a shock both mentally and physically. But this has to be overcome if you want to survive.
A lot of it is mental toughness, you know, you've got to have that mental toughness, you've got to be able to put up with the hardships, and if you do have injuries and that, you've got to, you know, keep yourself going through the injuries, you know. A lot of people arrive there with no preparation. You've got to have that preparation, and the boots that you train in is the boots that you must wear, you know, for the selection process. You know, if you try and put another pair of boots on, it's going to rip your feet to bits.
But if you pick up injuries, don't expect sympathy. The best you can hope for is a dose of squaddy humour.
I was lucky I never got blistered, but you get some blokes coming in, their toenails are hanging off, they get big blisters, and you laugh like hell. I mean, there was one guy in their room, and he had the old burger rubbing his back, you know, I mean, you're talking red flesh, and old Rusty, yeah, Rusty's there, like, got just a thing for you, mate, and it was white spirit, you know, in his ear. And he's not just dabbing the guy's back, he's rubbing it, and this bloke's chewing like a stuck pig, and we're all curled up in the corner, laughing like hell, and this dozy didn't even know, Rusty was just doing it to pure badness, you know. But I mean, it toughened up the skin a wee bit, you know. But I mean, stupid, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? The thing, you're going out there, right? You get blokes that's never carried a burg in their life, right? So I mean, what you do, you take their back up so it doesn't rub. Dead simple. You don't get no burgen burns and all the rest of it, you know. This silly like, you know, red flesh every day. I mean, he lasted about a week. He was in agony, but you laugh at him, you know.
Selection tests the most basic of SAS skills, the ability to navigate whilst under great physical and mental pressure.
Name, close staff. Show me who you are. 3561.
Because most SAS operations occur at night, you'll need excellent navigational skills.